What is up, my fellow gamers? In today's video, we got our guide for the Stellas in Raven 2. Like and sub for more amazing gaming content. All right, so let's head on over to the Stellas. Oh, just to mention, right now I am in a level 64 XP wall of hell. I cannot progress any further right now. You can see I got to reach level 64. We are at 63 with 68%. So yeah, man, the grind continues. One of our lovely viewers asked a while back to do a guide on Stellas, so I apologize it took so long. Been very busy with a lot of things going on. I did not forget about you. All right, so this is the Stella area. You're gonna have these different little nodes that you need to collect, and you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna put them in the different sections. As you go ahead and level up, you will unlock additional slots. So you can see right now I have all the slots unlocked. You also have 3 different builds you can do. This is strictly if you want to do a specific Stella build for PvE grinding, like grinding mobs, XP, one for maybe boss battles, and then maybe one for PvP content. The main takeaway from this is not so much from what I've at least experienced is that the numbers and the effects of the Stellas themselves, a lot of them are just very, very RNG with a low chance to trigger. So I wouldn't even really be extremely picky on what Stellas you're putting in there based on the effect it has. More so, I think what the Stellas is really about is trying to increase your Stella amp points, which you'll see at the bottom, in order to increase or unlock additional amplifications. I think this is kind of the heart and soul of the Stellas, and actually equipping the little node star thingies, these emblems, isn't really that important. What you want to look out for, though, is matching them up for like set points. So you can see there are amp set points. Right now I have 38 points that I'm getting just from having the specific sets together. So stuff like that is more important than what the actual Stella does. The odds of this triggering and the payoff of this is like stupid. So don't worry really about these. The best thing to do is just put your highest rarity first, because the highest rarity is going to give you the most amp points. You can see the amp points right there in that top left corner. So you can see for rares, you can get a 6. For the heroics right here, you can get a 10, so 10 points. And then just kind of check and see as you're going ahead and equipping these, it'll show you the different bundles. So it'll say the 4-star cluster will be deleted, and the new one that you will create is a 3-star cluster. And you'll see that our amp points will actually go down by 2 if I replace this Stella with that one. So just kind of go through the Stellas that you have and just try and make the best combination that you can to increase your amp points. As far as one question that I know I've seen a lot since I started playing this game is a lot of people wonder, like, do these stack on top of each other? So if you put like the same Stella, do you get the effect twice and stuff? And I've had so many, like, I've just seen like so many mixed responses. I've seen some people say that they stack. I've seen some people say that they don't stack. So I would just say use your common sense when it comes to equipping these. Obviously, if you are a class that focuses more on basic attacking, stuff like this, every 15 uses of your basic attack will recover the HP by 3. This will benefit you a lot more if you're an archer class than if you are a mage class. If we head on over to the amplification, I think this is the heart and soul of this area. This is kind of like just additional stats, and you can go ahead and you can re-roll these specific stats using this item called a Stella carving knife. Now, as you go ahead and you increase your unlocks with this, it's actually going to cost a higher rarity knife. So right here, you can see this is going to require the uncommon. So the first two are going to use commons. Then the next two are going to use the uncommons. From there, then the next ones are going to use the rares. So I think it's actually the next three. Yeah, these three are going to use the rares. I'm not sure if this one uses a rare as well, but I know there are, I think, heroic ones as well. But in order to craft the next highest rarity, all you got to do is literally come over here to the craft section, and you're just going to use your lower tier carving knives. And you're just going to have to sacrifice a couple of them in order to make a higher tier. So you can see right here, I have 158 commons. It's going to take 3 commons to make an uncommon. The big bottleneck, I think, with this, though, is the Terramons. The Terramons, you need Terramons for a lot of different things, but really, like, re-rolling your stats to try and get better stats or try and get the higher rarities, really, you're limited by the amount of Terramons you have. And I've even, like, I've bought in packs that have given me like 1,000 Terramons and stuff. And you can see, like, I've gone through them. I've re-rolled hundreds of times. I can't even count how many times I've re-rolled. And the thing is, once you do go ahead and you lock in one of these stats, okay, the game just crashed on us. As you go ahead and you lock one of these stats so that when you re-roll, it doesn't re-roll that stat, it's going to increase the amount of Terramons used to re-roll. The carving knives will still remain the same, but the Terramons will increase. So for instance, if I go ahead and I unlock all 3 of these, it just costs the knives. So it doesn't cost any Terramons. But obviously, if you get a red roll, especially one that is like really good, like this one, I got an MP recovery, so I definitely want to keep that. I obviously want to lock this. I don't want to re-roll this. You can see now it's going to cost us 5 Terramons. We got ranged bash res. I want to lock this. Now it's going to cost me 25 of these Terramons, and unfortunately I only have 7. So you can see it gets very, very costly to re-roll for that third red or that third purple or gold or whatever you want to get. So try and just be very careful with how you go about doing this, because you can blow through those Terramons extremely fast. And Terramons are a very, very valuable resource in this game. So if we take a look, I've got 3 different examples right here. So we have a purple. So if we take a look at the additional effects, heroic grade or higher, legendary grade or higher, mythic grade or higher. What this means is we have to have all of them at that point. So you basically want to have all 3 of your rolls at least a heroic or higher. So one of these, either a purple, a yellow, or a red. And you can see right here, we got 2 reds, and then the final one we have is a purple. And what's happening with this is, because the purple is the lowest rarity, we are only getting that heroic grade additional effect. So if we wanted to get the legendary grade, we'd have to re-roll and hope that this middle one turns into a yellow. And then eventually, if we could hit this with a red, we'd get the red effect, which would be basic attack damage res rate +2. You can check the rates right here in the top right corner where it says rates. Stat 1 is going to be the top one. Stat 2 is going to be the middle one, and then finally stat 3 is going to be that bottom stat to re-roll. So let's actually go ahead and let's re-roll this. Even though we got a red, let's see if we can get, ideally what I'm trying to get for that stat 2 would be final damage amp. So let's go ahead and let's re-roll this, see if we can get anything better. We got accuracy, attack. This I think is a bit better. At least, like, we can get a little bit more value out of this. But still, we're looking for a red though. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just keep rolling and see if we can try and hit a red. Now you can do auto change and it'll go through this really, really quickly. But I'm just going to keep going one by one. Look at that. Wow. We got a max HP hit, and that is a red. 180. Wow, that's a pretty good one. Let's take a look at the rates for the first one. Additional attack, max HP right here. It's actually the most common one at 13%. We'd probably want to get the attack one. Attack +5 would probably be a lot better. And you can see that it does have the lowest percentage, so it's probably the best one. So I might want to re-roll for that. This is not bad, but again, like I feel like we could get better. Let's go ahead and let's keep rolling. We got knocked down res. Knockdown res. Again, that's another one that's not bad, but again, it's not going to help us out like an extremely good amount. But you can see we got actually pretty good luck. I mean, we got 3 red rolls within just a few times. So you can see that I think it's definitely worth it to really wait until you get like the absolute best red roll that you can before you start wasting a bunch of Terramons re-rolling on reds. That is it. I hope you guys and girls enjoyed the video. Stay happy, stay safe. I'll see you later. Peace.